Thank you for watching My News 26. I'm Paula Jasper. Today I'm in Traverse City at the Northwestern Michigan College. Joining me is Chuck Hunt, Welding Program Coordinator. Thanks for joining me, Chuck.
Good morning.
Now we're going to talk welding today, the welding program here at NMC. Can you tell me, why are we hearing so much about welding in the news lately?
Well, to start out, welding is in demand because virtually everything in this world is either of welded construction or the materials used to build it, service it, maintain it are welded. And so that's one piece of the puzzle. Another piece is that the age of our skilled tradespeople, particularly welders, is they're getting older. If they haven't retired, they will be retiring in about 5 years, and so there's an increased demand there. Another thing is the economy is rebounding, and as the economy rebounds, there's demand there. And the final piece of why you're hearing about it now is a few years ago, welding got some bad press. People heard that it was dangerous and that it was all being replaced with robots, and that simply is not the case. A lot of welding is done with robots, but most of the welding that's done with robots, a human being would not want to do. And it's either very repetitive or it's dangerous. And the final thing is, a robot never welds anything that it isn't told by a skilled tradesperson to do. And so that robots haven't taken any skilled tradespeople's jobs.
Great. Now, has the welding program gained popularity?
Yeah, we've had steady growth in the last 4 years. We're at record growth, and we're projecting record growth in the fall. In fact, many of our classes, if they're not full, are filling right now for fall.
Now, can you give me an idea, if a student was interested in this program, how much is actually hands-on?
Okay, what I tell students coming in the program is our program is about 75% hands-on, about 25% classroom and related technical instruction. And what's important is the equipment has changed, the technology's changed. Everything we do in the classroom directly relates to what they're going to be doing in the shop, doing the hands-on work.
Okay, now speaking of equipment, I understand that you've gotten a grant recently.
Yes, the state of Michigan, in an initiative to upgrade a lot of our technical programs, has put out millions of dollars. And Northwestern Michigan College, we received in the welding department over $200,000 of grant money, and we're adding a industrial welding cell, a virtual welding simulator, and many new pieces of state-of-the-art equipment.
How does the welding degree work?
Okay, well, a welding degree, there's several things you can do with a welding degree. You can become an engineer, you can go into sales, you can become management. Our program at NMC is a hands-on welding program. Our students come here to learn to be a welder. And the standard of the industry is being able to pass a welder qualification test. That leads to what most people hear, certified welder. And that's what all of our classes target, preparing students to be ready to do that.
Okay, now we have some examples behind us here. Can you tell us what we're looking at?
Okay, well, people want to see, if I'm going to come be a welder, what do I do? Well, we try to simulate as much as possible what the student will encounter in a job in industry. And so what we have here, we have several materials. Our students learn to weld steel, aluminum, stainless steel, and there's a variety of different things. A typical student will be welding a weld something like this, and this is a practice weld. It's a couple different configurations in which they develop their hand and eye coordination. And so this kind of gives people an idea what they're doing. Now, I referred to the welder qualification test. This is one of the most common tests. It's the American Welding Society test to be a certified welder on structural steel. This is what the student is given, and then they weld it, and we do what's called destructive testing of it to determine how sound the weld is that they produced, and it can have very limited defects. So that's kind of what we do here to prepare students for industry.
Okay, now what kind of employment are you seeing in this area?
Well, there's a demand right now for welders. Our students, graduates are all over the world. We have people in Louisiana, we have people in Alaska, we have several people out west working in the oil industry. Actually have a former students in Germany welding. And so world of possibilities, and locally, a lot of the welding industry, people don't realize what we have going locally. Some of our companies here in town do some very high-tech welding. We have a company that produces surgical instruments. The plant manager, former student, one of our instructors here at NMC, and they have probably 6 or 8 former students building surgical instruments. We have other companies that build lots of components for the oil and gas industry, as well as general production welding, fabrication, and repair.
Okay, if people would like more information on your program, how do they find it?
Probably the best way is just at nmc.edu, and if they'd like to contact me, it's chunt@nmc.edu.
Thanks a lot, Chuck.
Okay, thank you.
Paula Jasper, -26 at Northwestern Michigan College.